Hi everybody, welcome back to Haze at number 10's Home Hair Help. Today we're going to be talking about scalp and hair care. That's right, scalp as well, because the scalp is actually one of the most important things that you need to be looking after alongside your hair. If you don't have a healthy scalp, you will not have healthy hair. So if you follow some of the advice that we put across today and some of the hints and tips, and we abolish some of the myths and legends, then hopefully your hair will start to look great, start to feel great, and be a lot easier to work with. So, we're getting closer to the important stuff, shampooing. Now again, there's a lot of myths around shampooing, so let's put a few of those to bed before we move on. Cold rinse. If I rinse my hair with cold water, does it make my hair shinier? And is it healthier for my hair? In actual fact, no, it's not. Cold water does not close the cuticle. The cuticle closing is what makes the hair shiny, unless you coat it in something. And in actual fact, cold water restricts the flow of blood around the scalp, denying the follicles of any nutrients that the hair requires to grow. So scientifically, it leans more on the edge of cold water restricts nutrients to the follicles, which isn't as good for the hair. If I leave my hair and don't shampoo it for a period of time, will it start to clean itself? Absolutely not. The oils will build up in the hair. They'll retain atmospherical dust, particles, and general dirt and grime, and your hair will not be clean. You may get used to the smell of it, but it's definitely not clean in your hair, nor is it hygienic. If I use the same shampoo for too long, does my hair get used to it? There's nothing to say that the hair actually gets used to the shampoo. The hair may be changing for various reasons. The shampoo you were initially prescribed for whatever reason you were using it, whether it be oily scalp, itchy scalp, to prevent colour fade, to lock in moisture, to repair the hair might have received enough of the ingredients that it needs to receive, and you may need to be prescribed a new shampoo. If I shampoo my hair too much, does it strip away the oils from my scalp? No. Everybody naturally produces an awful lot of oil from their scalp on a regular basis, on an hourly basis, on a daily basis. There's enough sebum build-up and oil build-up in the scalp to look after what it needs to do with you shampooing your hair every day. No, if you shampoo your hair too much, it doesn't dry your hair out. Especially if we're working with the modern day prescribed shampoos or the professional shampoos. If we use something like fairy liquid or a harsh detergent on our hair, then yes, it could do this. But most of our shampoos now are developed with an enriched moisture delivery system that look after the hair, naturally soften the hair and nourish it. Does my scalp get more oily the more I shampoo? This is down to an individual person. There's some cases that may suggest the more you shampoo, the more the oil production ramps up, but in actual fact, it's probably more likely a build-up of residue or something left behind on the scalp, or something that's happening a little bit deeper inside the body. A nutritional thing, okay? So no, not necessarily. If I shampoo my hair too much, does it make my hair fall out? Absolutely not. You lose up to 100 hairs a day. If you don't shampoo your hair for 3 days, potentially when you do shampoo it, you have 3 days worth of hair retention that is going to land at your feet in the shower tray. And this is nothing to be alarmed about. 100 hairs in one hand from a medium to long head of hair looks like quite a lot. So no, shampooing your hair too much is not a thing. Will lemon or vinegar make my hair shiny? No, not in this day and age. This is derived from back whenever soaps were probably used a little bit more readily to shampoo hair, and the soaps left behind a specific residue, and this residue would have dulled the hair. Now, back when we didn't have the nice shampoos that we do now, lemon and vinegar were definitely things that would have cut through this residue and brought the hair back to more of its natural state underneath, which probably give it a little bit more shine. But there's no qualities in those two things that are going to make your hair shinier. Another good question that comes our way is, are natural products better for my hair? Organic products? Well, if you look at this simply, there are many ingredients from the natural world and the organic world that are absolutely imperative for us to be able to get the performance to some of our products that we need. But the reality of having an actual natural or organic product sitting on a shelf for any length of time is impossible. Anything organic to sit for any length of time needs preservatives to be added. Once these preservatives are added, then that renders the product somewhat a little bit less fresh, if you like, a little bit less organic to start with. And a lot of these preservatives are a lot worse than some of the actual chemistry that's put into our more prescriptive ranges that you need to buy to help fix your hair or fix your skin in the first place. The simplest advice that I can give you for these ingredients or these types of products is just to spend the money where required. If you need your product to do a certain job and you need it to do it well because you've got a skin complaint or your hair is requiring an urgent action, spend the money. You will get better ingredients within the product and better results. Ingredients. Ingredients is probably something that at home we tend to get muddled up with. There's an awful lot of information firing about the place at the minute on adverts, on TV, on Facebook, on Instagram. Anything that's being advertised is bombarding you with buzzwords, and it can get quite confusing. For example, alcohol. Alcohol is something that is a word that people have now become afraid of and look to seek out on the ingredients list at the back of the product. If it has alcohol in it, they throw it to the side. They don't want to know about it. But in actual fact, alcohol is one of these ingredients that is actually can be good for you as well, can be good for the hair, good for the skin. And there are many different types of alcohol. There are the ones we rub on, the ones we drink, there's a gas alcohol, but primarily the alcohols that are used within our products, and especially our skincare and our hair and scalp care range, are nourishing, moisturizing. They soften things, they help nourish the hair and make it feel and look shiny, which I can understand can be a bit confusing, but just bear in mind, if you see alcohol in the back of your ingredients list, do not write it off completely. There are good alcohols, and a lot of our cosmetic and beauty products need these ingredients in them. So, what's the importance of a clean scalp and hair? Well, if we don't have a clean scalp, we're just not going to get the performance out of the scalp that we want, and the performance required from the scalp is hair growth. We want that scalp to be in the most perfect condition that we can allow it to be in to help it grow hair to its maximum potential. The reason for healthy hair is because it's just easier to work with. It takes less time, it's shinier, it does what you want it to do, it behaves itself, it receives colour better, it blow dries easier, the list goes on. The ultimate health of your hair is our main goal in the salon. If we can get ultimate healthy hair, everything's a lot easier. So why a healthy scalp? The healthy scalp feeds the little tiny bulb that's inside that piece of skin that grows the hair. The blood flow brings all the nutrients to the bottom of that hair and helps the hair grow. If we restrict that nutrients, we restrict that oxygen, we restrict everything that feeds the growth of hair, no different to your lawn, no different to your plants, your flowers or anything, the hair is not going to grow. It may even look the same, it may feel the same, but inside those hair structures there can be weaknesses that have developed that you just won't see until you apply some heat or chemicals. And further down the head of hair, you can start to see breakage for no apparent reason whatsoever. That could be an internal weakness created by an unhealthy scalp. So today we're going to touch on shampoos and conditioners and techniques across the scalp to help enforce and maintain healthy scalps. Let's start with preparing our hair ready to be washed. We need to make sure that our hair is detangled. Detangling our hair before we start the shampoo is important because we want to be able to make sure that we get that shampoo all the way through the hair. The detangling process is quite simple. Hair, whenever it's dry, it's in its strongest state. So if you take a very soft bristle brush, start at the ends, work your way up the mid-lengths and finish at the roots before you get into the bath or the shower. Pre-soaking. This is a fantastic idea to prevent you from wasting any product. Make sure your hair is well soaked through before you apply the shampoo. Water in itself can help reduce a lot of the nasties and build up on the hair before you even take the shampoo to the hair and scalp. And if you've got a fairly prescriptive shampoo and you've spent money on the proper ingredients, you're not going to be wanting to wash it down the tubes. Okay, so the shampoo itself, we're in the shower, we've pre-soaked our hair, we're ready to go. If you've spent the money on your shampoo, please make sure that you apply it to your hand to begin with so that you can see exactly how much you've used. Okay, small 5-20p sized amounts are what's recommended to be using in the shower or the bath if you're using an expensive shampoo. And once we've popped it onto our hands, just emulsify it through our hands a little bit and apply initially directly to the scalp. Okay, remember the shampoo's job. It's a cleanser. It's meant to break down the oils and get rid of any of the debris that's built up on the skin, the scalp, and then eventually the hair. Once we start to initially shampoo the hair using the balls of our fingers, massage for about 30 seconds. Okay, if it lathers nicely, we can start to work that lather down through the mid-lengths and the ends. Again for another 30 seconds to a minute. Get rid of 50% of that lather and then repeat the process. Okay. Do the same again, a nice firm massage across the top of your head, down the sides and through the back. This helps to stimulate the blood flow in the scalp and it ends up giving you a much better chance of having healthy hair follicles, making sure you consistently massage the scalp whenever you shampoo and condition. Constantly working your fingers through the hair to make sure the hair is not tangling up. And remember, when the hair's wet, it's in its most fragile state, so go easy on the hair. Okay. So we've got to the conditioning stage. We've rinsed our shampoo thoroughly and we're sure there's no detergent left. If we leave any detergent behind in the scalp before we condition, they're going to clash. They're not going to allow each other to do the work that they're meant to do. So rinse, rinse, rinse. Make sure that product is gone, ready for the conditioner. Now when we apply our conditioner, 90% of the time we should be applying our conditioner solely to the mid-lengths and ends of the hair. The conditioner serves a purpose to fix and nourish the hair. Okay, the hair is what we need to look after and concentrate on. The way we apply the conditioner is in an effleurage technique, which is a word that we use in the salon to help pull through the hair. Okay, we don't rub it in, we don't rub up the hair shaft, we work the hair down through the mid-lengths and ends until we're satisfied that the conditioner has played through the entirety of the hair. Now I know at home the rules for applying conditioner in the shower are to make your hair feel as slippery and as slimy as you possibly can, but I promise you, if you're using a premium product, it's just going down the drain. If we suffer from a dry scalp, we can also use our conditioner and work it closer to the skin. This only really applies for premium products. I wouldn't recommend doing it if you're using a budget product. The budget products are full of cheaper ingredients that don't wash away from the hair so easily, especially the skin, and you don't want any of those left behind on the skin. So if you're using a premium product, work that towards the skin and give it another good firm massage in to the scalp. Okay, this is going to help nourish and moisturize the skin as well, because those premium ingredients that are in some of the conditioners can help moisturize the skin as much as they get moisture content back inside the hair. The only downside to this is you need to make sure that you rinse this out. If you leave any conditioner behind on your scalp, it does have the tendency to play havoc with your blow dry. Whenever you try to dry your hair, you'll need to go straight back to the shower again. By this point, you're going to be late for your date. And so please, please, please rinse everything out very well. even use the massage technique across the top of the scalp as well as you're adding the water to emulsify the product to make sure it all goes. If you spend the time rinsing correctly and you get rid of that product, you're going to have a much healthier and nourished scalp, and the hair is going to also feel much healthier and more nourished. You'll get a lot more shine to the hair as well. The hair will feel nicer to work with, and it will be the state that it's intended to be in.